we all know, Windows 11 won't run on a computer unless it has a TPM module version 2.0 or above. Or will it? Let's talk about some options for machines that don't fit our hardware compatibility. Coming up next.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
All right, so Windows 11. There's the normal installation of Windows 11 that we're familiar with that requires TPM module 2.0 or above and various other hardware requirements. And that can be problematic if you got a bunch of Windows systems that hardware that don't actually meet the requirements for Windows 11. You have to throw them away and replace them. Certain times, though, however, that's more than just opening a wallet and buying a new computer. Sometimes you have a computer that has specific hardware that enables it to, say, talk to a laser cutter machine or some kind of press brake or some kind of fancy industrial machine. It's the front end to a greater system. Some of those systems can be incredibly expensive, 100, 200, $300,000 even. I have customers that run Windows XP on their computer that controls a $200,000 system because there is no upgrade path for the computer, and the system is $200,000, and they don't want to cough up 200 grand to replace it otherwise perfectly good working laser cutting system. So we end up having to isolate that system from the rest of the network to make sure that its security problems aren't the entire organization's security problems. It was quite difficult. One option that is now available is something called Windows IoT. Look down here. Windows IoT Enterprise. Windows IoT is designed for Internet of Things devices, small appliances kind of things. So the idea is like if you had a front end computer that controls a large industrial piece of equipment and you want to be able to plug in the network so you can maybe transfer job files back and forth to it, and you want to be able to run the latest endpoint detection response software on it and make sure it gets Windows updates for security so they can have it part of your environment, monitor it, track it, inventory it, all that sort of stuff. But you don't want to have to meet the hardware requirements. Maybe you have a small, tiny device that comes with your industrial system that only has 2 gigs of RAM or less hard drive space. Windows IoT only requires 2 gigs of RAM. It doesn't need a TPM module, which is kind of nice. In fact, there are existing systems out there running Windows 10 or 7 or even XP that could theoretically be reloaded with Windows 11 IoT. Now, the thing is, Windows IoT 11 does not support in-place upgrade, unlike the full version. So you can't do that. So you would have to wipe it and rebuild it. And Windows 11, of course, won't run any new drivers that Windows 11 IoT won't run any drivers that Windows 11 wouldn't also run. So it doesn't give you out of that particular jam. But if you are trying to hang on a specific piece of hardware because maybe it's integrated with something or it has a controller card you can't replace and can get drivers for it under Windows 11, this might be the option for you. There's other options down here. It talks about other uses like point of sale devices or fixed medical equipment, stuff that does particular specific job. This might be the lines for you. Now, the other one to talk about is Windows PE. Windows PE does have a Windows 11 version, and Windows PE is generally designed for pre-installation environment. It allows you to boot up, still have a Windows 11 code base. You can execute programs and utilities designed for Windows 11. You could do things like run DISM, which is Microsoft's imaging utility. Imaging is the main use case for Windows PE. You boot up, you capture an image, you deploy an image, you patch the image, all that other stuff. We have videos about how to do that on our channel already. But it can be an option for running a piece of hardware that, again, isn't supported by Windows. And you can boot it up. You can get it to do things. You can access files from it. It's a great way to recover a dead system or modify it somehow, maybe scan for viruses to make sure the virus isn't resident. You can. Probably not licensed to do this. I think you'd violate the EULA from Microsoft, but you could theoretically boot off a little flash drive, boot off Hybrid's boot disk, and just use a computer normally. Use it as a workstation. Physically, you could do that. Legally, you can't. So you have to be careful about the licensing implications of what you're physically trying to do. So it may physically work, but doesn't mean it legally works. So don't get yourself into trouble there. As we all know, Microsoft is no slouch when it comes to copyright enforcement. So those are the two options that we have besides conventional Windows 11, and it's kind of cool to see that they have that option. I like the IoT option because it gives you gives you a way to bring Windows 11 to hardware that you might not always otherwise be able to put it on. Anything like running a Windows 11, anything running the ARM processor kind of stuff, um, or maybe Raspberry Pi or something, and you could still run Windows code on it. But you have to be careful about having the prerequisites. It doesn't come with all the typical bloatware. Like you're not gonna have Teams on it. You wouldn't run Office on this kind of thing, but you might run a little dedicated app that connects a temperature monitor device to the internet or something. Um, and then that's it. That's kind of the idea of the other options out there. I hope that was interesting. We'll see you all in the next video.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cyberventure.com.